Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my developer vlog series, where today we're going to be having a look at the progress I've made in the past 2 weeks on our project StrateZ, which I'm pretty happy with how things have been progressing. Now, of course, the things I have been working on have been continued work on the AI and also starting to develop how I want the UI to look. And both of them have gone pretty decently. The UI has gone a lot better than the AI. There are still some issues I am working on in that regard. And frankly, I'm gonna be continuing to mess with the AI probably until the release of the game, because there's always gonna be things that need tweaking. But the big thing that I was trying to solve, which was the survivors not properly attacking, or actually they weren't attacking at all, is kinda solved. They are now attacking, just not properly. So we're getting there, and the AI for the zombies, for their attacking that they were already doing, which is good, they have continued to do and have improved slightly, so that is good. Now I'm hoping actually some of the problems I've had with the AI will be fixed in an update to the RTS engine that I'm using. The creator of the RTS engine actually submitted a new updated version like 2 weeks ago to the Unity Asset Store, and it seems to be in limbo. Just that Asset Store isn't pumping out updates for some strange reason. So I'm kind of sitting on that because, well, there's some bugs that he fixed that I'm pretty confident will solve a lot, not all, but a lot of the issues I'm currently having with the AI. So yeah, I'm just kind of in limbo a bit in that regard, but there has been AI progress that has been made. Now, the big thing that I've been working on is the UI, which I'm quite excited about how all of that has been going. Now, as you guys all know, I am not the best artist ever. In fact, I'm pretty terrible at artistic things. So I did want to go and look online for sort of a template UI that I could use and edit to my desires, and I found that on the Open Game Art website, a lovely place. I've used it a lot in the past in my hobbyist game creation, where it's just a big site full of art assets that you can use to your heart's desire. They're all labeled as Creative Commons for their licensing. And the specific one I got was made by a guy called Michael Buccelli, and it worked out quite nicely. Now, his UI was designed for mobile, so I had to enlarge a lot of the things, and then also make a whole lot of edits because, well, the template pieces only really worked for a fraction of the things I was wanting to do. But let's take a look at everything that we do have currently. Let's start by the main menu. Now, this is still very much a work in progress. I'm actually thinking of maybe replacing the black background with maybe a scene of maybe like a command post over here and a zombie body piled over here. That might be interesting, but haven't fully committed to that yet. So for right now, it is just a void of nothingness. And then we have our various buttons here. The multiplayer one doesn't work, but I'm hopeful for that potentially in the future. Maybe. No promises on that one, though. I kind of want to get it to work, but that's like way down the line if it happens. We then have the campaign mode, which right now, the UI works, but I mean, I haven't worked on anything in the campaign, so I've just taken the demo campaign bits and copy-pasted it loads of times. But that is functioning, and I'm liking how that is looking. But you can probably already see some of the stuff that still needs work, like this background here was actually meant for an entirely different piece of the UI. So I need to design a specific one just for the campaign here, because you can see here, it's sort of stretching. If we actually head back to the main menu, it's this exact same piece, which is meant to be in this aspect ratio, but when you stretch it to make it wide, well, things get wonky. But that's, yeah, it's just because as I've been going through and updating all the UI bits, I've been realizing, oh, crap, yeah, all right, I gotta make another custom one for this, another custom one for that, etc., etc. But I do like how this all is working, and hopefully once I do start working on the campaign, this will work flawlessly, maybe. Now, on the single-player map mode, that's what we currently have. This is the demo map currently that comes with the game. Again, I'm kind of stretching out a UI bit to make these function. I've got to make more custom ones for those. But we have like our map info here where you can create your faction name. You can select which faction type. You can toggle between a predetermined set of colors. I need to adjust those and add more. And for the AI, you can change their difficulty setting between easy, medium, and hard. And if it is a map that can have more than 2 factions, you can add a faction and delete a faction to your heart's content. But if we actually go to our alpha map, the one I've worked on, well, that one's made right now only for 2 factions. So we'll select ourselves as survivors, and we'll do the zombies there for the other guys. And yeah, we'll change this to survivors, and this one to zombies, or you could just leave it blank or put whatever the crap in there you want. And we have our different defeat conditions of either destroy capital or eliminate all. I may change the wording on the capital bit to make a little bit more sense in the post-apocalypse, but I don't know. And then there's also a speed modifier, so if you want, you can play the normal mode or a slightly sped up version. I think it was like 2x on the speed for everything. And yeah, then we can simply start a game. And here's the UI for the game itself. Let's actually get him working so he doesn't try and walk off somewhere. And take a look at what all we do have here. Now, first is up in this corner, you'll see our resources of food, ammo, scrap, and flesh. Now, the flesh is currently out in the abyss because another bit of the waiting in limbo for the RTS engine update. The mod maker actually added in a new feature that's supposed to come in for the update, where it will only show the resources for the faction you want it to. So for once that does come around, for the survivors, it'll only show these 3, and for the zombies, it'll only show that one. So yeah, for now, that's just kind of floating in space. We have this information panel here, which right now I have just showing, but I plan on making that disappear when it's not in use, because its purpose is to show you, like, when you can't interact with something, like if I try and tell him to pick up flesh that he can't do. Then we have our population count over here. We have our pause menu. We have our cheating thing and our controls, which is once again a little bit stretched out. Yeah, I really need to make some larger panels for those things, but it all works quite nicely. I rotated the map, so instead of being diamond-shaped, it would be sort of flat square to take up a little bit less room. And of course, we can click around in here as we always could. And then we have down here this button, which I may remove. It's an idle worker button to find any idle workers, but right now I've actually set all of the worker units to auto do something. So if they are standing around and there's something in range for them to do, they'll just go and do it. So I may just remove this thing entirely. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I keep the idle worker button? And then we have all the various panels over here. Now this up here is the sort of controls. So we have, of course, we can just control him out like this with our normal cursor. But if we just want him to move somewhere, we can have him do that to move to a specific position. Now, there are also other things. So if we put on God mode and say build an armory and build a militia dude, there we go. He also has the attack one here. And if we, hold on, build a garage real quick and a transport. The transport actually has a call button to call nearby units to get in. And if we have him get in, I realize now that I just could have hit that button, we also have the eject button right there. There are also some other buttons, like for the zombies, there is a convert button for them for converting the free unit mindless shamblers. And I'm debating on a few others, because there are some other controls I could add in. But most everything, frankly, is done by just right-clicking on the map. But I wanted these for specific controls, if you so desire. Now, I realized earlier I hadn't changed some of them, so like the watchtower, its attack one is still the old default one. But, yeah, it works. Then, of course, we have this panel down here, and this is where all the, like, upgrades and building stuff happens. And as you can see here, we can hover over the icons to get the different information showing up here. Now, as for these icons, I liked them a lot at the beginning, but the past week, I've been debating on how much I like them because they are actually a little bit hard to see. I'm thinking about cleaning all of these up, and I'm still unsure about the silhouette view. So like the buildings, it looks kind of weird. The units actually make sense. You know, we got the militia guy there, hunter guy there, and for the ACOG update and the bipod upgrade there, we can do those, and they upgrade those accordingly. But yeah, for buildings, I don't know. With the exception of the watchtower, they all kind of blend together. So I'm thinking of maybe doing some sort of icon that represents those buildings. But I'm unsure about that, because then icon-wise, what do I have for the icon for a triage tent that would probably be similar to the icon for, say, a medic? I don't know. So yeah, I'm debating on that issue at the moment. But I do like the little, like, paper thing that I got going on here. I need to kind of trim the edges. As you can see, there's like a little bit of a white border around them that I do need to fix. And if we do go back to the main menu and go back to the alpha map and become zombies, you'll actually notice a difference. It's the same paper icon, but for the zombies, the paper icon is torn and there's some blood stains. I thought that was fun and appropriate for that. But you can see up here, we've got the convert enemy button. I'm gonna change this. I don't like it. It's kind of a placeholder for the time being. Then of course we got the attack button and can build ourselves some lovely drones there. Or no, this is a shambler with their upgrades, etc. All fun. I'm pretty happy with how the UI has been turning out. Oh, he's off to go do something. Probably converted enemy. That's probably what he's going to do. In fact, have I ever showed off the conversion process? Well, let's go show it off now. I don't actually know if I have or not. Click him. As I decided to make both drones as well as shamblers be able to convert the mindless shamblers. Any of the upgraded units, that's gonna be a no. They are purely combat based, so they will not be doing any conversion. You can see he's converting, got the little particle effect there. And he is now ours. Yay! And we can control him. This is a toggle. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that nicely now. Because the mindless shamblers wander as a part of their AI, just to make them look a bit more realistic in the world. But when they become yours, it's still a thing. And we can toggle it on and off if we want. I'm thinking of actually just leaving it on, so even if they are yours, they're still gonna wander, because even though they are controlled by the Horde now, they're still kind of mindless. So I'm thinking of just keeping them with that whole thing. But I don't know. I've gotta think about that. What do you guys think on that bit? But yeah, that's actually really all to go. Oh, I really didn't talk about this section in here, did I? So we have our icon here, health here, the name here, and description here. And if you select multiple things, it goes down here. I'm actually thinking of just limiting it to this section right here of it. I think that makes a little bit more sense, and also I need to move it down a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that, the info panel, rather than it just being a much larger thing as it was before. Yeah, what do you guys think of the UI bits so far? All in all, I'm pretty happy about everything. There's still, like I said, a fair amount of stuff I've gotta make still. Like, these are, it's just a stretched out, meant for some other panel item at the moment that I do need to fix. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the styling. I just need to make a few more custom panels. So, I'd love your guys' opinions. And as for what I'm going to be working on for the next 2 weeks, mainly a lot of small stuff. Over the past however long I've been doing this now, I've been building up a list of things, small things that I've been putting off for a later time and date. Just because there's a lot of smaller things that weren't too important. So that's going to be the main thing I'm going to do. Try and get rid of my list of small items. The big thing is I'm wanting to finally get around to making the, what am I even gonna call it here? The survivors turning into zombies when they die? That aspect. I've been putting it off forever as one of the things on my list of stuff to work on, because I've been just wanting to focus more on the AI and things along those lines. So that's gonna be the big thing in these 2 weeks, try and get that functioning. I think I know how to do it, but I think there's also gonna be a roadblock or two for getting it to work, and that's probably gonna be the thing that takes the most time the next 2 weeks. But yes, hopefully by the next vlog, I'll be able to show a survivor dying and then turning in to a mindless shambler. Hopefully. Let's see if that goes well. And then a whole list of other small random things that it's frankly too large of a list of many small things to list off now, but we'll talk about all of it a bit more in depth next time. But that is going to be it for today, folks. I hope you all have enjoyed this update, and do come back for the next. And again, any suggestions on anything you've seen today, comments, etc., I'd love to hear them. That's going to be it for today. Hope you have enjoyed. You do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.